Hello to everyone, and hello especially to Professor Luna Leoni. And thank you very much, Luna, and thank you to all the students for having me here one more time to provide some information about my company and something that can be useful for your course on the Knowledge Management Foundations. I am Stefano Rossignoli. I am the Human Resources Director of The Space Cinema. Maybe you know something about the Space Cinema. The Space Cinema is the leader and the leading circuit of exhibitors. We have our cinemas, our multiplexes in this country, 35 cinemas across Italy. We are the leaders of the market of the exhibition. So we are those that let you see the best movies in our cinemas. I hope you are customers of us, or you will become customers of us. And we would like to provide, and we try to provide, and I think we succeed in providing to our clients the best seats, the best screens, and the best sounds to enjoy a movie on an afternoon or an evening that you want to stay out of your home and to be entertained. I hope again that you know us, or otherwise that you will be our new customers very soon. To help you with your course on Knowledge Management Foundations, I would like to tell you very briefly and very quickly about an interesting story. I hope the story will be interesting for you, about a real life experience or real life activity that we are carrying on in our company since 3 years now. This is currently the third year that we will run this very interesting activity in our company at the Space Cinema. The story I would like to tell you about is the talent development program that we have implemented a couple of years ago already. As I said, this is the third year in a row that we are running this project in our company. The talent development program is a program that I would also call a kind of internal academy training experience in our company, in the Space Cinema, and it's based on the idea of creating and implementing the very customized programs of people development within our company. These programs of talent development that we would even call, as I said, an internal the Space Cinema Academy, are based on the fact that we would like to individuate every year in our company a number of resources, of internal resources, of people which are working with us, that we can consider talents, the so-called talents, or high flyers, like we sometimes call them in the company environment. Who are the talents? Who are the high flyers? They are employees, they are colleagues, they are resources which have not reached so far their maximum, their top potential position within the company. They are currently in a path of internal growth, of career growth within the company, but they are still not arrived at the top of their potential success in the company. These people are or have to be very dynamic, very motivated, and of course they need to show high potential for career growth. And then they can potentially be for the company good choices, good options, I would say, for the future assignment of positions in a growing level of responsibility, which can happen both in a managerial role, I would say, so becoming someone who will lead and manage a group of people, or even in what we would call a specialist role. So they become the very the most knowledgeable persons in the company to drive certain processes, and so you see that the knowledge management argument is definitely present in this kind of activity. Uh, Once we individuate the very few number of people that every year can access this customized course or this customized, I would say, development process, we implement for them, as I said, a kind of customized path of growth, which is basically made of training at various levels. It can be theoretical training, but it can be and it must also be training on the job, so something very practical, very linked to the activity that on a daily basis must be developed internally within the company. And all these activities, all these experiences, which can last or should last up until 1 year of time. So imagine this is not something that is very concentrated in a short term of time. It can take up to a 1 year time to go through the entire talent development project or process, because of course, as you can imagine, the selected people, the selected colleagues, they will have to run through this talent development process, whilst at the same time every day they continue to perform their job, their activities. So it is something that they have to do in parallel. Of course, they have to work in their usual position with their usual responsibility on a daily basis, and on top of this they must find some time to be dedicated to this internal academy program. This is the reason why it can take, as I said, up to 1 year of time to go through the entire process. But basically, what they get and what they gain at the end of this experience is that they definitely can increase and improve their set of skills, competencies, capabilities, and knowledge. By the way, knowledge of the whole company, which goes very beyond the specific area in which they are currently working. And this, of course, opens up potential possibilities for a future career growth within the company. This means that those who conclude and that arrive at the end of this very interesting internal training program, they are very good, or maybe I could say the best potential candidates for a succession plan. So the day that the company must find a new person to hold a position of responsibility, a new supervisor, a new manager, a new director, of course the company would definitely first take a look at those who have already completed this internal academy program that we call talent development project, because they have in the meantime acquired that set and that level of competencies, knowledge and capabilities that can make them the best potential candidates for the succession plan in a certain area or a certain department. So once we have selected every year a very few number, as I said, of candidates to be accessing this special talent development project, and in a few minutes I will tell you also something about the way we choose the candidates for the participation to this special project. I would like to tell you what is, in a nutshell, that they will go through during the year of their participation to this internal academy. So something about the specific activities that we design on an individual basis, because again, this is a customized program which is especially handcrafted or tailor-made design for each individual. What is that they will go through during the year during their participation to this program? First of all, and most importantly, I think the main activity that they go through for their participation to the talent development program is that they have to spend time during their working days to work side by side with each and every area, each and every department of the company. So let's just make an example. Imagine that one of the participants to the talent development program is someone who is working in the marketing area. We can imagine that because of these people working in the marketing area, this person is definitely knowledgeable about the activities, the responsibilities, and the tasks which are typical of the marketing area. Well, this person, of course, during the year of their participation to the program, will have to work for a number of days side by side with each other department of the company. So they will have to spend some time with the finance department, they will have to spend some time with the HR department, with the legal department, with the corporate sales department, with the I don't know, screen content department, which is very typical of our company, etc., etc. They will be hosted for a number of days during the year by each and every department in the company, and they will have the opportunity in this way to be fully immersed on a practical and very concrete way into the activities of each and every department of the company. They will definitely, for the first time, understand, if not 100%, but I would say much more than before, what does it mean to work in the legal department, in the HR or finance or sales or screen content department, because they will be, for the first time, part of the teams which are dedicated to each and every activity. Of course, this means that we as a company will ask to the responsible, to the managers of each and every department, to create a specific program of training within the area, so a training on the job for each area to be given and to be shared with the participants to this program. It's not that they enter into a whatever daily activity of the other departments. They enter because they are supposed to be looking and listening and working on specific tasks of that specific area. Then, other than this very interesting training on the job activity, to be working side by side and to be shadowing other colleagues in other departments, we will let these talents that we have selected participate to certain events and to certain activities which usually would not be dedicated to them. For example, like conferences, like special events, like seminars or business fairs, which are usually dedicated to other kinds of responsibles in the company, but that in this case, in a special manner, will be also dedicated to them, and they will have, for the first time, the opportunity to participate in these events, where, of course, they will understand and collect a lot of information which would not definitely be part of their daily routine because of the fact that they are holding different positions in the normal, let's say, business environment. Then we will, during the year, let these people participate to executives meetings, so to the meetings of the company where the top executive level of the responsibles of the company usually participate. It will be, and it is definitely a way for them, for the talents which are participating to this program, to be, again, for the first time, in touch and in contact with a certain level of discussions and a certain level of analysis, which is very much on top of their head, and that they would not definitely have the opportunity to know if not because of participating to this special program. Within all this process, which, as you see, is made of a lot of different activities and experiences, they will always be, let's say, followed by one or more mentors. The mentors of this program are those who have already participated in the previous editions of the program. So someone who has already been selected in the past years for participating to the talent development program. They are not mentees anymore, they are not participants anymore, they are those who help the current participants in the role of mentors, and they supervise, they offer help, they offer I don't know, they can answer to a number of questions, they can help them in programming on a weekly or monthly basis the many activities that they have to go through because of their participation to the talent development program. So in a nutshell, the mentors are there to help and to support the participants to this program in the development of their participation to the project. And so the final point that I would like to touch, and to the final piece of information that I would like to provide to you, to explain to you what the talent development program is about, is the way each year we select the candidates that want to participate to this program, and the way we choose the ones that on a yearly basis will actually participate. Every year at the beginning, when we close the previous edition of the program and we have to open up the new one, we ask to each and every manager of the various departments to indicate to us as the executive level of the company who are the potential best candidates within each area, within each department. So, for example, just to make an example, the director of finance, the finance director, is requested to indicate to the executive team who are the best potential candidates for the participation to the talent development program within the area of finance. The same happens for legal, the same for the corporate sales, the same for the operations team, etc., etc. Again, when they indicate to us as an executive team who are the best potential candidates for, according to them, to participate into the program, they have to keep in mind what are the characteristics that we want the candidates to have, which are the same ones that I was explaining to you at the beginning of our conversation. So young, dedicated, motivated, people who have demonstrated their capabilities, but they still have potential for further growth within the company, etc., etc. So at the beginning of the year, every manager of each area indicates to the executive team who are the best potential candidates. The executive team takes a decision. So, of course, usually the number of candidates for the participation to the program are it's a number which is higher than the number of people who can actually participate. The first edition of the program, we had only two individuals selected within the whole company to participate into the program. The second edition of this program, we had 3 individuals participating, but I can tell you that the number of candidates the number was much higher than that. So, which is good, by the way, because we like to have a lot of people that want to participate. And as you can imagine, the more we proceed year by year into this program, which is still quite new for this company, the more the bigger becomes the number of the people that want to participate, because of course those who hear about the participation of or the experience of the previous participants, they become very interested and very motivated to participate into this program, so they want to be candidates, which is good, by the way. However, this means that we have to make a selection. We have to go through a selection to go from the number of candidates to the much smaller number of participants. And then the program starts, the experience starts. The first thing that the selected candidates have to do is to create a yearly planning of activities, and we want them to be very autonomous, very independent. They don't have to be driven by someone that creates a calendar of activity for them. We want them to be independent enough to liaise directly with each and every department for the training on the job experience, each and every cinema, because I forgot to tell you that within this experience, within this yearly program, there is also a practical experience at the cinemas, because the candidates work here in the head office and they don't have a good knowledge or a sufficient knowledge of the life, of the working life within our cinema, so they also have to spend some time working with their colleagues at the cinema sites. They have to, as I was saying, liaise with each and every responsible to create their yearly agenda, which is not that easy. It can seem easy, but it's not easy at all, because, as I said, remember, they go through this internal academy program during the very same time of the year when they have to develop their own professional usual business activities. They have to do the two things at the same time. And of course, the agenda is not easy to be built, because they have to find, first of all, the time in their own agendas to dedicate time to the internal academy program, talent development program, and at the same time, they have to ask for the others who help them in going through this program in the other departments or in the cinema to find the same amount of time, which is of course aligned in terms of agendas, to have someone who will be dedicated to them and to drive them through this training program. So the first thing that they have to do is to create this agenda on a yearly basis and to ensure that by the end of the time that they are given, they will complete their internal academy program. So that is in a nutshell, very briefly. I hope I didn't take too much of your time, but this is in a nutshell what we do in the Space Cinema with our talent development program, to choose and select on a yearly basis a very little number of candidates that will participate to this internal academy program. At the end of this program, the competencies, the capabilities, and the knowledge of these people is very, very much bigger and increased than it was at the beginning before their participation, and makes of this selected number of employees the best possible candidates for the succession plan within our company the day that the company will have to assign a position of responsibility to someone new. By the way, this activity of sharing and diffusing the knowledge within the company, I think, has an importance that goes far beyond the possibility to be included in a succession plan for holding a position of responsibility within the company. Because, in general, the fact of having increased that much the competencies and capabilities and skills and knowledge of the own individual is in itself a richness. I would say it is in itself a treasury in professional terms that can become very useful in the future. I hope within our own company, of course, but eventually also if they would, or some of them would one day decide to leave the company and go working for some other employers, they would definitely bring with themselves a much bigger set of knowledge that they have acquired thanks to this internal academic program that we call Talent Development Project. I hope I have been clear enough to give you the main elements of this very important knowledge sharing activity in our company, and I hope that this information will be useful for all of you to go through the activity and the experience and the work that you have to do together with Professor Luna Leoni for your participation to the Knowledge Management Foundations course. Thank you very much, and goodbye, and good luck to each one of you. Bye.